guys, welcome to my itty bitty kitchen. Today we're going to go over meal prepping and I'm going to show you exactly what I do to make a whole week's worth of nutritious breakfasts and lunches that can even be interchanged with dinner. So we're going to get started, but I need one thing before I get started cooking. That's more like it. I love caramel apple spices. You can also have treats when you're trying to lose weight. Just keep in mind to use moderation, get a small size, and don't make it an everyday thing. Alright, well let's get cooking.
Okay guys, so we're gonna get started. Yay, meal prepping. So the biggest, most important thing I start with is getting everything together, getting all your measuring spoons and cups out, which are really important, getting all your ingredients together, all the meat you're gonna cook. Try to get most everything so that you're not kind of digging around for stuff and trying to find something when you're in the middle of cooking. Just kind of having everything handy makes things so much easier. So I got pretty much everything that I'm going to be needing here. So we're going to get started with our chicken marinade and get that marinating. I just sliced up half of a Vidalia or a sweet onion, and we're going to put that in a baggie. And then to that little baggie, I'm going to go ahead and add a 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar and a 1/4 cup of olive oil. And there's our marinade. I usually add some pepper and some thyme and some garlic powder. So we got our chicken in there, just chilling. I added some fresh garlic to that too. So I just give that a smush and mix it up really well and stick it in the fridge for a couple of hours. So we're going to start on our oatmeal, baked oatmeal, yum yum. We need 3 bananas and we're going to go ahead and mash these up. They need to be mashed for this recipe. So I'm going to go ahead and mash them up. And they're all mashed and ready to go and looking really yummy. And I'm going to add them to this mixing bowl so that I can add all my other ingredients and get this mixed up. So to this mixing bowl, I have added my bananas and I added a few tablespoons of Splenda. I'm going to add some milk, about a cup of almond milk, 2 eggs, and some baking powder, some vanilla extract, some other goodies, and of course my oats. So we can get this all mixed up and it'll be delicious. Usually add a little bit of cinnamon too, makes them awesome. Okay, so I got my eggs and my milk added. I just added my baking powder and my vanilla extract. I also added a little bit of coconut extract just for kicks and to make it extra special. So I got my oats and I'm going to stir these in, get them really well incorporated into that wet mixture, and then get these into a greased 9x13 pan and bake it at 375 degrees for about 30 minutes. Just kind of got to keep an eye on them, but 30 minutes usually works for me. Okay, so I cleaned up my bowl, I cleaned up my prep area, and it's time to get started on turkey meatloaves. These are mini turkey meatloaves, and I have a secret ingredient. And are you ready for it? Are you? It's zucchini. Yes. I hate zucchini. I cannot eat zucchini. I can't stomach it. I've tried it roasted and every other way. But if you hide it in meatloaf, handle it. It adds moisture to the meatloaf, and it also, like a ninja, totally sneaks in a veggie serving. So it's pretty cool. So in my bowl, I have peeled and grated my zucchini. I added about a half a diced onion, a pound of 99% fat-free ground turkey, 2 egg whites, some pepper and spices, and a half a cup of old-fashioned oats. So we're going to get this mixed up, and mixing meatloaf, that's the best part. It really is, because you get to get your hands all gross, and because you have to do it with your hands. I mean, come on. You just have to. So we're going to get our meatloaf mixed up. There it is. It doesn't look like your typical meatloaf because of all the veg in it, but it'll bake up just the same, don't worry. But this makes the best little meatloaves ever. So we got all our ingredients incorporated, And what we're going to do is grease a muffin tin, muffin pan, whatever you call it. I use a jumbo muffin pan because I like a little larger meatloaves rather than real tiny ones. And I think that the size of meatloaf that it makes is perfect. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to spray my muffin pan and get these guys portioned out. And it's pretty easy to portion them out. It's not too difficult. I usually just use a measuring cup and kind of try to get the same amount roughly in each thing. So here is our meatloaves all portioned out. I make sure you spray those muffin pans really liberally with Pam or whatever you use, because these will stick. So if you spray it up well, you won't have a problem. So just try to portion them out as best as you can, and kind of make sure that they're all pretty much even, and then pop them in the oven. So this is like the worst part of meal prep. It's like, look at this mess. But I just wanted to take a moment and show you guys, look how small my stove is. It's tiny. It's an apartment stove. So seriously, my stove is tiny. My oven is even tinier. It's so small. But if I can do this, anybody can, literally. And I try to just make sure that I have more than one thing cooking, whatever will fit into my oven, whatever I can squeeze in there, to save time. And usually it only takes me an hour or two to get everything cooked. And then that hour or two is worth it because you have meals for the whole week. So now I just put some water on to boil. I'm going to be adding, again, some spices, some pepper and thyme and garlic. That's pretty much what I use for everything. But I just have it on high heat, and we're going to be boiling that for my brown rice. Cooking 2 packets of just boil and bag brown rice. This usually gives me enough to add to all my lunches, plus have a little bit left over if I want to add some to dinners or whatever throughout the week. So we'll just wait for this to boil, and oh look, my baked oatmeal is done. So this came out so well. I love it. I love baked oatmeal. And it's so easy to just cut it up and portion it out. It's perfect and delicious and awesome to grab on the go. So try it. You really, really should totally try it. Okay, so my chicken is ready to go in the oven. I just took it out of the marinade bag, and I just take it out of there, plop it in the pan, and throw those onions on top, the marinated onions, cook over the chicken and give it such a good flavor, and it tastes delicious. The chicken stays nice and moist, and I don't cook chicken any other way anymore. It's just so easy. And the marinade makes the chicken nice and moist and tender, and it's perf. So I got some water ready to boil for cauliflower, and I'm still waiting on my water to boil for my rice. Again, I've added some spices. That's what's on top of the water. I don't just really have funky water. And finally, my water is boiling, and I got my rice going. I also have some cauliflower put in this pot. It was boiling. It's getting there again, but it kind of stopped when I put my cauliflower in there. But we'll do that, and I've cut my baked oatmeal into 12 individual little bars. So we'll bag those up. But right now, I got my timer set. My stuff's kind of cooking away, and it's time for a break. So we can sit down for a few minutes. Oh, break's over. The meatloaf's done. Alright, look how my little meatloaf babies came out. They're so good, kind of crispy on the outside. And my cauliflower is fork tender, so it's time to drain this. And then we're going to blend it up in my Ninja, which is the best invention ever, and until it makes mashed potatoes. So I gave it sort of a a quick whirl around in the Ninja, and I'm going to add just a smidge, like a tablespoon of light sour cream, a little bit of garlic, and about a tablespoon of light butter or whatever butter you like. And then give it another spin until it's nice and creamy and it tastes just like mashed potatoes. And that's going to go with my little mini meatloaves. I just want to show you guys what this looked like. It is delicious. It tastes just like mashed potatoes. You would not know the difference. It's so good. So my chicken's done, and I got nice caramelized roasted onions to go with my chicken, and I'm going to cut these into probably like 3-ounce servings so that they're ready to go into my little lunch boxes. Got my baked oatmeal all cut up and portioned out into little baggies. These are great because I now have breakfast for almost 2 weeks, and of course I had to sample one. It's pretty delicious. I love baked oatmeal. So now we're just going to get our veggies roasted. So I roasted up some broccoli and some red pepper, and we got our containers ready. So now begins the container filling phase. But once you're done, here are all my lunches for the whole week, which is pretty awesome. And one extra lunch because I only work 5 days. So the only thing I have left to do is kind of put together my meatloaf and mashed potato lunches or dinners, and then I'm going to add some corn to those as well, so it's more of a comfort food box. And the worst part about meal prepping, again, is look how dirty my kitchen is. Oh dear. Yeah, well, I'm going to get started on cleaning my kitchen. I hope you guys enjoyed.